Extra, extra, read all about it. The printing presses have started. The assembly lines are warming up to manufacture more Trump hats, Trump t-shirts, sweatshirts, bumper stickers, even dog leashes with Conan at the helm. The Democrats have just hoisted themselves on their own petard, guaranteeing Donald Trump re-election in 2020. Nancy Pelosi, wrapping herself in God, country, and the American flag, has called for the impeachment of the 45th president of the United States, unleashing her loony leftist partisans in the most blatant political effort to impeach a duly elected president in history, who they have viciously attacked from day one. Mr. Pinocchio himself, Adam Schiff, and his band of puppeteers who know absolutely nothing about the Ukraine phone call testify first in the Star Chamber, sub-basement of Congress. Now, those who pass rehearsal get to come up and peddle their talking points in Congress, where there was no defined scope of the inquiry, no ability to confront the accuser, no right to call witnesses, no rebuttal, no subpoena power, no right, in fact, to be present. Now, Democrats laugh and poo-poo the complaints about lack of process, but what makes America different from dictatorships is that everyone is cloaked in the presumption of innocence. But in the world of Schiff, a lying, scheming, self-important, pathetic lunatic, there are no such constitutional benefits. Their job is simply to nullify the vote of 63 million Americans because they hate Donald Trump. They want power, and they will do anything to get it. Now, when the puppet show moved to Nadler's Judiciary Committee, Schiff's so-called intelligence report peddled lie after lie. And then they say the facts are not contested. I still don't know what the president's charged with. Their accusations move at a whack-a-mole speed, from Russia collusion to racism and now Ukraine. Are you stupid? Or do you think we are? From day one, the president, who shocked you by releasing the transcript, proved there was no crime, quid pro quo, bribery, extortion, or abuse of power. The president said so. President Zelensky said so. The money was released. The Ukrainians got hundreds of millions of dollars for lethal aid and javelins to actually protect themselves. Consider the transcript an actual video that tells you whether the crime has occurred. Now, a clear reading of it is proof positive a crime did not occur. But no, we're supposed to listen to people who know nothing about the call, nothing about the facts, and who simply hate Donald Trump to boot.
Ms. Williams, you've never used the word bribery or bribe to explain President Trump's conduct, correct?
No, sir.
Colonel Vindman, you haven't either.
That is correct.
I wanted to start with the July 25th call between President Trump and President Zelensky. Mr. Morrison, you were on that call, and there was no mention of withholding aid on the call, correct?
That is correct, Congresswoman.
And there was no quid pro quo, correct?
Correct.
No bribery?
Correct.
No extortion?
Correct.
So, in this impeachment hearing today, where we impeach presidents for treason or bribery or other high crimes, where is the impeachable offense in that call? Are either of you here today to assert there was an impeachable offense in that call? Shout it out. Anyone?
And on top of that, they try to endear themselves to us by recalling their parents' and grandparents' struggles.
My father fled the Soviets before ultimately finding refuge in the United States. My mother's family escaped the USSR after the Bolshevik Revolution, and she grew up stateless in Nazi Germany.
I was born in the northeast of England, in the same region that George Washington's ancestors came from.
My parents fled Europe during the Holocaust. Escaping the atrocities of that time, my parents left Germany for Uruguay.
Next month will mark 40 years since my family arrived in the United States as refugees.
Frankly, I don't give a damn about your personal history. Buck up, put on your big boy pants, and do the damn job we pay you to do. Save the rest for your cocktail parties. Now, Schiff obviously doesn't know the law, because this kind of self-important martyrdom would never be allowed in a courtroom, especially where the issue is the most serious effort any Congress can engage in, and that is whether the president should be impeached. And in the Nadler circus,
these weapons and this assistance allows the Ukrainian military to deter further incursions by the Russians against Ukrainian territory. If that further incursion, further aggression were to take place, more Ukrainians would die.
More Ukrainians would die? Where the hell were you when Barack Obama stood silent and allowed Russia to annex Crimea, and stood by while Russia invaded Ukraine and the missile defense system protecting Ukraine was taken down? Where the hell were you, Taylor, and your big mouth, when the Ukrainians were actually dying? I didn't hear you jumping up and down to give them aid. The only one who ever gave them lethal weapons was Donald Trump. And the puppet show continued in the Judiciary Committee with 4 law professors, none of whom liked Trump or voted for him, as they pontificated about their knowledge of the Constitution and what our founding fathers would want. This seance was abruptly aborted.
When the president calls me, you don't get to interrupt me on this time. Now, let me also suggest that when you invoke the president's son's name here, when you try to make a little joke out of referencing Barron Trump, that does not lend credibility to your argument. It makes you look mean. It makes you look like you're attacking someone's family, the minor child of the President of the United States. So let's see if we can get into the facts. To all of the witnesses, if you have personal knowledge of a single material fact in the Schiff report, please raise your hand. And let the record reflect no personal knowledge of a single fact. And you know what? That continues on the tradition that we saw from Madam Schiff.
And their hate was on full display when Nancy Pelosi was asked this.
Do you hate the president, Madam Speaker? Because Representative
I don't hate anybody. And as a Catholic, I resent your using the word hate in a sentence that addresses me. I don't hate anyone. I was raised in a way that is a heart full of love, and always prayed for the president. And I still pray for the president. I pray for the president all the time. So don't mess with me when it comes to words like that.
Don't mess with me? And you're not a hater? You lead the crowd that believes a mother after giving birth can decide whether the baby should live or die. The crowd that wants to take prayer out of our schools, In God We Trust out of our courtrooms, and mangers and creches out of towns and villages that have had them for decades. Spare us your double-talking, lying nonsense. Nancy, you hate the president so much, you are willing to sacrifice 31 in Congress in those Trump-friendly districts. But such a sacrifice is minimal at the altar of power and influence that you seek. America, Nancy, is furious with you and your antics. This isn't about the Constitution, democracy, or our founding fathers. This is about a mob desperately seeking to overthrow the legitimate occupant of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But you're not entitled to that power. We purposely didn't give you that power. And you damn well better not try to steal it under your BS guise of protecting the Constitution. You don't give a damn about the Constitution. Not until you tell me you believe in the First Amendment and that you are willing to throw political correctness away for free speech, which is the antithesis of free speech. Tell me that you care about the Second Amendment and that you will fight to protect the rights of gun owners. The Fourth Amendment, that it should never be used to illegally wiretap or spy on a presidential candidate. And what the heck have you done for us for the last 3 years? Nothing. We work our tails off, many of us 2 and 3 jobs, as we struggle to pay taxes while you pontificate and impose your will on us. But you work for us. We put you there. You have done nothing for us. 200,000 people would have a job if you would just move the USMCA. But no, Your job is to prolong your years in Congress and play games with lobbyists so you can leave with more money than you started with. But you and your caucus are too damn busy hating Donald Trump to work for us. The farmers wait. The military waits. The seniors who need lower drug prices wait. We are tired of waiting. So go right ahead. You impeach Donald Trump and watch what happens in 2020.